switch, not a day in my life. You know you my dog, stay by my side. Got me going.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on E!
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that detracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They will run with Grant, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second down, it's Grant. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say,
and he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Credit the sack to the safety, Jesse Bates.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On a man down, and it's Sanders. We'll check on his status when we get back. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And an update from the other NFL stadium in Ohio. That's up in Cleveland. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They'll run on first down. Grant, and a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he'd just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
On 3rd down, Bernard, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down. Fourth down, Brissett. Under pressure, he's going to go down. Look at this, way back around the 43. The D brought the house, and Denver getting set to take the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. A throw taken in by Hamilton. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater, Darqueze Dennard there defensively. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first...
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On 2nd and 12, Brissett. This one complete to Giovanni Bernard. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. Here's Brissett. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller Coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Brissett to throw for it on 4th. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Bridgewater. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play. Here's Bridgewater. Got a man open. It's Sutton.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end Fant. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And again, it's Bridgewater. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sanders. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
False start offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, they did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
That's complete to John Ross. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And now they're not going to get the kickoff in time. And that will make this a more difficult prospect. So that'll back him up 5.
Let's go, baby.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett escaping the pressure right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 33. And McManus able to put it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Man, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. The final second ticks by, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Here's Grant. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very fast.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half, other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
A first down throw for Brissett. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
To try again after the sack. Brissett, and the pressure gets to him again. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Bridgewater. And this is caught off the deflection. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Sometimes it pays to be lucky rather than good. That was not even the intended receiver on that pass.
But still able to haul it in for the reception. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Play action now. Brissett. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. Andy Isabella was the intended target.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. On first down, Bernard. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This is Grant. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Brissett on 3rd and 2. Open man is Uzomah. And they'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. These strong safety. Some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 30, the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. To throw, Bridgewater. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Bengals are going to win this football game. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, it just was unsuccessful.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Both sevens and Mike. Both sevens and Mike. And let's get that ball, Dean. Let's get that ball right here. Watch safety green.
Out of the gun, Brissett. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
We play to win. Let's go.
So the Broncos now down on the scoreboard. A little over 50 seconds remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a 1st down. To throw is Bridgewater. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals.